Minnesota, individuals commonly appear ghost white 6 months out of the year. To cure this paleness, many people use tanning beds to aid their appearance. But many people don't know the dangers of tanning beds. Tanning beds have detrimental effects to your health. They increase the chances of cancer, shorten your lifespan, and they constantly bring up health issues throughout your life. This is overall not worth the darker appearance in one's life. Through our speech, we'll show you our advertisement commercial, our goal and message of our speech, the effects of tanning beds, and the different types of cancer you get from tanning beds. So first we'll start off by showing our commercial.
Dude, you know what I miss?
What?
Being tan. Me too. What can we do to fix that problem?
I mean, my gym has a tanning bed.
That's perfect. We can start doing that.
Dude, okay, let's go.
Hey, how was tanning the other day?
It was good. I think I'm going to keep doing it. You want to start coming with me?
Yeah, I'd love to.
All right.
1 week later.
Over 1 month later.
Dude, my mom's giving me a doctor's appointment for next week.
Why?
We found some moles on my back.
My skin has been burning lately.
I wonder what that's from.
I don't know.
1 week later.
So what's been going on?
I found some moles on my back.
Have you been using tanning beds?
Yeah, for like the last 2 months.
That could be skin cancer.
Oh no.
Meanwhile.
Oh no. Hello? The test came back? It's positive? I've got cancer? Oh my gosh. Kylie! What? I have skin cancer. Oh my gosh, from what? The tanning beds! We need to stop tanning. Dude, I know.
Over 1 month later.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lauren Erickson's death is a sign to stop using tanning beds.
Okay. The goal of our speech is to provide the negative effects of tanning beds and to lower the use of them. If you are considering using tanning beds, this is your sign to not do it. But if you are using tanning beds, stop doing it. Sorry. We want individuals to be more aware of the dangers of tanning beds and how companies persuade people to use tanning beds. The message we intend to deliver to the audience is that the usage of tanning beds is detrimental to your overall health. It puts yourself at risk for cancer and behavioral changes. Quote, FDA, NCI, the American Academy of Dermatology, and other health organizations advise limiting exposure to natural UV radiation from the sun and avoiding artificial UV sources such as tanning beds entirely, end quote. This shows that many health organizations are on our side and want to put a stop to tanning beds entirely. Now that we've talked about our goal and message, we will talk about who our target audience is.
The main target audience for tanning beds are mostly women and teenagers. The article, Indoor Tanning, the Risks of Ultraviolet Rays, states, quote, teenage girls and young women make up a growing number of tanning bed customers, end quote. The reason these individuals choose to tan is mostly for appearance. In a survey of 100 tanning salon patrons in Texas, Madigan and Lim found, quote, 90% listed to look good as their primary motive for use. Above 90% of women believed that tan skin was more attractive than untanned skin. And 79.2% of women felt better about themselves when their skin was tan, end quote. So what caused tanning beds to be used so often among these individuals? Well, Veronica Knapp in the article, FDA's regulation of tanning beds, How Much Heat, says, quote, popular culture has emphasized the need for tanning since the 1980s, and studies show that people associate being tan with leisure and health, end quote. People feel better, more confident, and think they appear in more shape if they are tan. But feeling those things are not worth the danger you put yourself in if you use tanning beds. Now that you know more about the audience that is targeted to use tanning beds, let's speak about the negative effects tanning beds have on an individual.
Many know that tanning is bad for their skin, but they continue to damage their skin anyways. In the article, Indoor Tanning, The Risks of Ultraviolet Rays, it is stated, quote, NCI reports that women who use tanning beds more than once a month are 55% more likely to develop melanoma, end quote. I'm sure more people, if they heard this quote, they would stop using tanning beds if they were using them. But if someone was considering to use tanning beds, that would stop them from wanting to at all. Many people lack the knowledge of what tanning beds cause and what effect that puts on your body, and the knowledge of tanning beds needs to be spread to the public. In tanning beds, UVB and UVA rays are used. UVA rays are associated with allergic reactions, and UVB rays are most responsible for sunburns, but both can still lead to cancer. Many people think that tanning beds are more safe than the sun, but that is not true. Tanning beds increase the chance of developing any kind of cancer. And many people think that having a tan on your body is healthy for your skin, but any sign of color change on your body is unhealthy. Quote, recognizing exposure to the rays as an insult, the skin acts in self-defense by producing more melanin, a pigment that darkens the skin. Over time, this damage will lead to prematurely aged skin and in some cases skin cancer, end quote. Veronica Knapp quotes, quote, a person's risk of developing melanoma goes up by 70% when he or she starts using tanning beds before the age of 30, end quote. Not only is tanning bad for your skin, but it also affects your behaviors as well. In the article, Tanning Beds, Impact on Health and Recent Regulations, it is stated, quote, importantly, tanning bed use has also been associated with several other risk-taking practices, including binge drinking, unhealthy weight control measures, and high-risk sexual behavior, end quote, Lemon Madigan. In the article, Indoor Ultraviolet Tanning and Skin Cancer, Health Risks and Opportunities, Fisher and Schulman state, quote, UV radiation induces DNA damage in the skin, which can initiate carcinogenesis, end quote. UV radiation can affect the skin by mutating your DNA, which can result in two things, pigmentation and tanning, or cancer. Given all these quotes and statistics, it is shown that there is no benefit to tanning. It damages your DNA, causes allergic reactions, suppresses your immune system, causes skin damage and discoloration, allows for quicker aging, and leads to cancer. Now that we've talked about the effects of tanning beds, we can talk about the different types of cancer you can receive from using tanning beds.
The article, Indoor Tanning, The Risks of Ultraviolet Rays, says, quote, there is an association between indoor tanning and two types of skin cancer, squamous cell carcinoma and melanoma. Veronica Knapp says, quote, another recent study finds the same link between tanning bed use and cancer. People who use tanning bed devices have 2.5 times the risk of squamous cancer and 1.5 times the risk of basal cell cancer. Veronica Knapp also quotes, there is an association between UV-emitting tanning devices and cancer of the eye, end quote. So yes, we have talked about skin cancer, but you can also get cancer in your eye, which does not sound very appealing. We have also some other statistics. Veronica Knapp quotes, the risk of melanoma of the skin increases by 75% when tanning bed use started before the age of 35, end quote. So I know that there are teenagers and women or men in their 20s that are tanning, and that just means that their chances of getting skin cancer are going to be even higher. 10 surprising facts in indoor tanning quotes, using tanning beds before the age of 20 can increase your chances of developing melanoma by 47%, and the risk increases with each use. So if you use a tanning bed one time, you're at risk, but as you continue to use it, your chances just keep going higher. Now we have a short story about Brittany, who was Miss Maryland, and she began using tanning beds at the age of 17, but she stopped when she was 20 when she found out she had skin cancer of melanoma, which is the deadliest form of skin cancer. She said that she used them at least 4 times a day and sometimes 4 times a week and sometimes every day. She says, growing up until I started using tanning beds, my parents were very strict about me wearing sunscreen. Although she did tan in the summer months using the sun, she said after 3 years of bed tanning use, she estimates that 90% of her UV exposure was in tanning beds during this period. In the 4 years that she was diagnosed with melanoma, she has had multiple surgeries that has left her with about 25 scars, and she has to get head-to-toe skin exams every 3 months. which usually results in removal of skin and suspicious growths. So this is just one example of a bad outcome of using tanning beds, and it should show everybody that you should not use them. And then I have our ad here, and it's basically a pop-up box. So the first layer, it just says say no to tanning beds, and there's a lot of statistics on here. And if you guys want to come up after we're done with our speech, you can kind of look, but I just have like many gross pictures of skin and facts.
And the
That-
different types of skin cancer that you can get from usage of tanning beds.
Yeah, that reveals all the hard truths. So this is our works cited. Thank you for listening to our speech.